Hello everyone, my name is Divyanshu and this is my first episode of the new series of my podcast where I'll be picking up abstract topics which do not or are not and they do not seem that important to us in everyday life, but according to me they are actually very important and they define a large part of our personality. So the first topic that I thought of talking about was the phenomenon that we are seeing around us where people tend to reply with a single line saying time nahi hai yaar, time nahi hai yaar, चलना है क्या बाहर, अरे टाइम नहीं है यार. आप में से कितने लोगों ने ये चीज सुनी है? And I'll be going Hindi English, whichever emotion is carried out the best in whichever language, I'll be switching to that. So I hope you don't mind. So टाइम नहीं है यार, मतलब टाइम क्यों नहीं है? ऐसा क्या हो गया हमारे आसपास? हम देखते हैं कि हमारा नेटफ्लिक्स की जो स्ट्रीमिंग है वो एट एन ऑल टाइम हाई है. आप देखो पता नहीं कितने हजार घंटे. देयर आर पीपल हु एक्चुअली विद इन द वीकेंड इटसेल्फ, जिसके अंदर ही कुल 72 घंटे होते हैं, उसमें 50 से 60 घंटे की स्ट्रीमिंग होती है किसी एक पर्टिकुलर यूट्यूब प्रोफाइल को अगर आप उठा के देख लो. देयर आर पीपल एंड आई वर्क इन द इंडस्ट्री, मुझे पता है ये चीज तो होता है. सो इतना टाइम हम वहां देने को तैयार हैं, बट व्हाई डू वी ऑलवेज से कि हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है? आईपीएल अभी आ जाए, 1.5 करोड़ के आसपास लोग, यानी 1 to 1.5 CR people are watching IPL live for those 4 hours. And if we ask someone to do something, it's like नहीं यार टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास. तो क्यों नहीं है टाइम? क्या ऐसा है कि हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है? आप किसी को फोन पकड़ा दो रील्स खोल के, वो 3 घंटे तक बैठ के देखता रहेगा रील्स, बट आप उसको फोन की जगह फोन निकाल के स्कूल या कुछ काम करते, अरे यार टाइम नहीं मेरे पास. बट ऐसा क्यों? टाइम क्यों नहीं है? एक टास्क के लिए टाइम है, दूसरे के लिए नहीं है, ऐसे क्यों? और दोनों में ही आई एम अज्यूमिंग दोनों में ही कोई वैल्यू ऐड नहीं हो रही. जो मैं अगर किसी को कोई काम बोल रहा हूँ उसमें हो सकता है उसमें कोई वैल्यू ऐड हो रही हो, बट दूसरे में तो डेफिनेटली ही नहीं हो रही है. आप आईपीएल देखने में अपने आप में कोई वैल्यू ऐड नहीं कर रहे, आप बस एंटरटेनमेंट कर रहे हो, अपना मजा आ रहा है, बस दैट्स इट. तो ऐसा क्यों है कि टाइम नहीं है हमारे पास? ओके, सो द फॉर्मेट ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट वुड बी दैट आई गिव यू एन इंट्रो व्हिच आई जस्ट गिव, एंड विद इन दैट दिस पॉडकास्ट आई वांट यू टू थिंक अबाउट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. ओके, जस्ट डोंट लिसन टू इट लाइक ऐसे चलते फिरते ऐसे कुछ, ऐसा नहीं. आराम से बैठ के इसको एवेल्युएट करो कि मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ. इफ यू डिसएग्री विद मी, आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. Do let me know that where you disagree, why you disagree, so that even and if your belief system somehow is challenged, just don't feel bad, right? I mean, generally whenever you feel bad about something I say, or you feel like I'm talking bullshit, it's because your own belief system is being questioned at that point of time. Just take a step back, take a deep breath, think whether your argument is logical or my argument is logical. If you find yours is logical, no issue, keep following your belief system. I'm not asking you to leave it altogether. Okay, my aim is to give you at least 2 to 3 takeaways in every single podcast that I do, so that after whatever this 20-25 minutes of time that we spend together, it's not that I just took your time and I gave you nothing. I want you to have proper takeaways, pointers that you can utilize in your life, apply them from right after shutting this podcast down. You can apply them in your life. There is nothing that you have to do. There's nothing that you have to spend. There is no other course that I'm going to offer you asking you to take that, not take that. There's this 1,500 rupees or $1,500 course that I want you to take so that you will become a superstar. It's nothing like that. This is what it is. I'm going to give you 2 to 3 takeaways in each podcast. If you apply them, I can promise you in the next 43 to 50 days, you'll see your life changing in some way or the other. It won't be for the bad, that I can promise. but some way or the other, it will change. But you have to apply it properly. Okay, so I'll begin. So we have established the fact that people don't have time, or they feel they don't have time. Now, why do they don't have time? The first takeaway of this podcast, if you can write it down, that will be the most brilliant thing that you can do. So first one is that time is money. Guess how many of you have heard it? I'm pretty sure many of you would have heard it, if not all. Time is money, and time is money has been fed in our mind for such a long time. I remember the first time I heard time is money was in a Pitbull song. And then over a period of time, I realized that, oh no, this is actually a very big convention in the West. And I came to realize that, the amount of time we spend is the amount of time that is the amount of money that we make. And every minute is like $1 or some amount of money attached to it. Now, this is also a very interesting topic. I'll have a separate podcast session about it. But time is money, everyone has heard. I want to coin a new phrase, which is time is energy. Now, time is money, time is energy. पर इससे फर्क क्या पड़ा? टाइम इज एनर्जी मतलब ऐसे एनर्जी क्या मतलब क्या एनर्जी के साथ टाइम खत्म हो जाता है, टाइम के साथ एनर्जी खत्म हो जाती है? बिल्कुल जी, बिल्कुल हो जाती है. नाउ time is energy. So when you are telling someone that you do not have the time, it is actually that you do not have the energy to do that task. Whatever is being asked for you, or whatever you are asking of yourself also, that can also be the case. You do not have the energy. As simple as that. You're trying a lot, but you don't have the energy, bhai. Simple. Okay. Now, why do you not have the energy? Second question, where is my energy going? So now comes my second takeaway from this podcast, and this would be a little long one, so please bear with me, but I hope that you are understanding. If you're not understanding any point, just go rewind, listen to it again, and if you still don't get it, I'll be giving my email ID at the end. You can always connect with me on the email. Okay, so don't worry about that. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Okay, so second takeaway. Why is the energy drain happening? See, in this world, everyone around you, from your phone, everything in the phone, which is the whole damn world, to the family that you have around you, to the friends that you have around you, to the non-friends or the NPC that I call the non-play characters who are around you. Every single person, every single thing is fighting tooth and nail to get your energy and your focus. Every single thing in this world wants your energy and focus. And if you are willing to give that energy and focus to anyone, I'll repeat myself, if you are willing to give that energy and focus to just anyone, then you're wasting your life. Always be very, very careful to who you give your energy, your focus to. Because if you're giving your energy and focus and not getting anything in return, you are just throwing it, such a precious resource, down the drain. You're not getting anything in return for it. Like, I'm giving you 2 to 3 pointers in this podcast where you will be able to apply them to your life and improve it. But if you are, say, watching reels, excuse me, if you're watching any reels where in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, there's nothing important, nothing of value that can be told to you, and the amount of vulgarity, and by vulgarity I do not just mean that vulgarity in its literal sense, the vulgarity of thought, the vulgarity of ideas, the vulgarity of depreciation of people. It is just endless. And if you are willing to give 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours in the entire day watching reels, then my friend, you are wasting your life. You are wasting your life. You're wasting your focus. You're wasting your energy. I beg you, do not do that. Whenever you are giving your energy and your focus to something, always question the fact, what am I getting in return? You are not selfish for asking that question. You are actually evaluating if the person or thing or the content in front of you is worth giving your time, energy, and focus. These are the most valuable resources you have with you. If you are just going to give it away, your life will be miserable. It will be miserable. It cannot be happy. It cannot be peaceful. It cannot be fulfilling. Always ask the question, what value is being added to my life by this particular person, by this particular video, by this particular reel, by this particular podcast that you are listening right now, or any podcast that you listen to. Always ask this question, what value is this adding? The value that I am adding is I am giving you specific pointers which you can realize, apply, stop wasting your time, apply that time to do something that is constructive, that adds value to you, so that you can excel in life. And when you excel in life, you'll always take the people with you. So what happens is, like, if you look at India is, say, 150 crore in population. But that 150 crore is, if we divide it by 5, if there's a family of 5 people where 2 mother and father, 1 parent of either mother and father, and 2 kids, family of 5. Okay, so it's around 30 crore. Yeah, 30 crore families. 5, we're a family of 5. So if in each family one person elevates himself or herself, the entire family is uplifted. So my aim is to get at least one person in every family to uplift himself or herself. If they can do that, the country will uplift itself. वो अपने आप उठ जाएगा. हमें सिर्फ एक आदमी को पकड़ना है हर घर से. That's it. ठीक है. So do not waste your energy. Do not waste your focus. This was the second takeaway. Okay. Now we'll come to the third takeaway, which is that, okay, we understood that time is energy. Okay, we understood, energy, focus are very important in life and we should not give it to it. But यार, अब मैं कहीं भाग रहा हूँ तो मेरी एनर्जी तो कम नहीं है, राइट? सपोज एक बच्चा है, अब मैंने उसको बोला कि जाके भाग के दूध लेके आ. इज लाइक मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. अंदर वो भाग के खेलने चला गया, राइट? तो एनर्जी की तो कोई कमी नहीं थी उसमें. तो यहाँ तो भाई आपकी थ्योरी फेल हो गई. दिस कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन एंड दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी वैलिड क्वेश्चन. So in order to differentiate this, or in order to answer this, answer this, I discovered that there is not just one type of energy. There are 4 types of energy which are at play at any given time for any given person. Okay, so like you are listening to this podcast, you as a listener, and this is a very personal experience, to be very honest, speaking right in your ear, but if you as a person are listening to this podcast and I as a speaker am saying something to you, I am emanating some energies which are going to you and you are perceiving those energies. So the way I emanate them and the way you perceive them may not be the same. There are multiple energies around you also which are at play. There are multiple energies around me also which are at play. So it's a very very complex thing that I'm trying to explain. I just hope that you are getting at least a flavor of what I'm trying to say, that every energy which I'm trying to pass may not reach you the way I'm trying to send it. Okay, and also that there are many energies around you. I have identified that at any given time there are four major energies which are at play inside a person. Now, what are those four energies? So the first one, very simple, is the physical energy. How much activity you can do at any point of time. So if right now that we're listening to this podcast, may you either be sitting, standing, doing something, not doing something, laying down. Your physical energies would depend on what you are doing. Okay, but it doesn't mean that your physical energy is at that level. If you are laying down, right now your physical energy may be low, but if you get up right now and you start running, your physical energy will be high. But do you have the capability of doing that? That is what defines your physical energy. Okay. So physical energy is one. Second is mental energy. So mental energy is basically what it's very, again, like physical, mental is very simple, like how logical you are. Okay. Then comes emotional and spiritual. These two kinds of energy. So emotional energy is something that is driven by emotion. So if I just say some bad word to you, your emotional energies would be very high because you want to say the bad word back to me again. If you are from Delhi, definitely. If you are not, then maybe not. But energies would be definitely high. But if you are from a particular region, like I am from Delhi, somebody says something to me, my immediate reaction is पलट के बोलना वापस. ठीक है, which is not good, but हमारे खून में कुछ ऐसा होता है. तो that is what happens. So we are emotionally driven people. Spiritually driven people are a higher level of thinking. Say, what happens is that emotional and spiritual energies always balance each other out. Right? So if your emotional energy is very high, excuse me, my throat is giving me some kind of trouble. So if your emotional energy is very high, your spiritual energy would be very low because you're not thinking straight at that point of time. You're not evaluating the situation at that point of time. Okay? But ideally, if your emotional energy is very high, within the next 10-15 seconds, your spiritual energy should be very high because you'll be evaluating. And spiritual energy is directly related to mental energy because mental energy is something that is logical, whether it is logical or not. Spiritual energy is understanding. What is exactly happening? Is the person trying to gaslight me? Is the person trying to, take advantage of me? He or she is just, trying to take advantage of my emotions. कभी-कभी ऐसा भी तो होता है, आपको कोई आके कुछ बोल गया कि भाई उसने तेरे बारे में ऐसा बोला और ना आपने सामने वाले बंदे की सुनी ही नहीं जाके, ना आप सीधे उसके ऊपर चढ़ गए तो आपको गैसलाइट करके चला गया वो. जस्ट टू बी क्लियर, यहाँ पे 3 लोग हैं सिचुएशन में. एक जिसने गैसलाइट किया, एक जिसके बारे में उसने बोला, और एक जो सुन रहा था और जो जाके चढ़ गया उस तीसरे वाले पे जिसके बारे में बोल के गया था पहला. तो वो चीजें आपको देखनी है कि भाई आपकी इमोशनल, स्पिरिचुअल, मेंटल, फिजिकल, ये 4 एनर्जीज होंगी. और ये चारों एनर्जीज जो है ये डिफाइन करती हैं कि आप किसी पर्टिकुलर टास्क को कितने अच्छे से करेंगे. ठीक है, दिस इज द थर्ड टेक अवे फ्रॉम दिस पॉडकास्ट. दीज आर द 4 टाइप्स ऑफ एनर्जी. आपको हर पॉइंट पे ये चीज एनालाइज करनी है कि आपकी कौन सी एनर्जी किधर है. ऐसा नहीं है कि रुक रुक के छोड़ दो, मतलब आप बिल्कुल खड़े हो गए और सोचने लग गए कि यार अच्छा अभी ऐसा है, अभी ऐसा. ऐसे नहीं करना. अपनी लाइफ को नॉर्मली जियो. अगले 1 हफ्ते तक अपनी लाइफ को नॉर्मली रखो. जब आपका दिन खत्म हो जाए, ऑल आई वांट इज कि आप बस एक बार बैठ के ये सोचो कि आज कहीं कुछ ऐसा हुआ पूरे दिन में जहां पे आपकी इन 4 में से कोई एक एनर्जी कम होने की वजह से आपने बोलो कि यार टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास. ओके, जस्ट लिव योर लाइफ नॉर्मली. डू नॉट change anything that you do. In the end or at night, just make a list of, this is where this energy could have been higher, or this is where I said time nahi hai because this energy was low. Consciously कुछ नहीं करना, बस शाम को या रात को जब भी आपको टाइम मिले शांति से अकेले बैठ के पर ये सोचना जरूर है कि ये हुआ क्या. So this is the concept of 4 kinds of energy. Now मैंने बोला 2 से 3 टेकअवेज दूंगा, बट सिंस दिस इज द फर्स्ट क्लास एंड आई एम फीलिंग लाइक आई शुड ऐड मोर वैल्यू टू यू राइट नाउ, आई विल बी गिविंग यू 4th टेकअवे. ओके, व्हिच इज कि इन चारों एनर्जीज में से एटलीस्ट 2 एनर्जीज शुड बी हाई for us to be involved in any kind of task at a conscious level. हाँ, ये हो सकता है कि हम काम कर रहे हो बट हम अनकॉन्शियसली काम कर रहे हैं. जैसे किताब पढ़ रहे हो, आप पढ़ रहे हो, आपका दिमाग में कुछ और ही चल रहा है क्योंकि आपकी कोई एनर्जी लो है. आपकी 4 में से 3 एनर्जीज आपकी लो है. आपकी इमोशनल एनर्जी बहुत हाई है बिकॉज आप किसी और चीज के बारे में सोच रहे हो. आपका मन में मनोहर कहानियां चल रही है, आपको सामने वाली कहानी पता ही नहीं है क्या चल रही है. Okay, so at least 2 of these energies have to be high for you to be involved in a particular kind of task at a conscious level. So these are the 4 takeaways. I'll just briefly summarize. First of all, we're seeing that people do not have time these days. So what I feel is that people do have time, people just don't have the energy. Now, why do they not have the energy? So the first reason is that time is not just money. Time is energy. Your energy is being sucked up by multiple sources around you. Could be human, could be non-human, and they are constantly fighting tooth and nail to get your attention, which comprises of your energies, your focus, and your time. Second takeaway पे आ गए हम अभी, and you have to be very wise in who you give your attention, your focus to. Understood? Now, the point is that there are times when some energies are high, energy is high, but a person is not still doing tasks. Hence, we come to the concept of 4 kinds of energy, which is physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. For us to do any task at a conscious level or be particularly involved in that task at a conscious level, at least 2 of these 4 energies need to be high. If they are not high, then we will not be involved in that task. So the alternative is you analyze first. अभी तो आपको कुछ नहीं करना है 1 हफ्ते तक, आप तो नॉर्मली जियो अपनी लाइफ को, बट उसके बाद धीरे धीरे क्या होगा ना, आपकी बॉडी, आपका दिमाग अपने आप ये चीज लगाएगा कि यार ये 4 एनर्जीज में से 2 लो है मेरी या 3 लो है मेरी. तो आपको आइडिया लग जाएगा कि ये टास्क ढंग से नहीं होगा. तो जो टास्क आपको पता है ढंग से नहीं होगा, आप इधर उसको आउटसोर्स कर दो, किसी और से करवा लो, या फिर आप उसको करो ही मत. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि इसका अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, इसकी जो उससे असाइंड, जो उससे एसोसिएटेड जो कॉस्ट है वो कम है, वो आपको उतना रिटर्न नहीं देगी जितना एफर्ट उसके अंदर लगेगा, तो आप उसको मत करो. कोई जरूरत नहीं है करने की उसको. और यहाँ पे आपकी टास्क फिल्टरिंग शुरू होगी. यहाँ पे आप अननेसेसरी टास्क जो हम करे जाते हैं उनको धीरे धीरे अपनी लाइफ से हटाते रहेंगे. आई होप मैंने आपको बोर नहीं किया. आई होप जितने लोगों ने शुरू किया था उतने लोग एंड तक पहुंचे एंड अभी मेरे को सुन रहे हैं. अगर आप सुन रहे हैं तो मेरे से जरूर कनेक्ट कीजिएगा. मेरी ईमेल आईडी है divyanshu@gmail.com, divyanshu@gmail.com. Do let me know how did you like the episode. Do let me know what I could do better. Do let me know what would you like me to talk about. And if there was something you didn't agree and you have a counterpoint, please do get in touch with me. I would love to talk to you. Okay, so I hope it was enjoyable for you. So at whatever time you're listening, accordingly, have a good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon. I hope to see you the next time as well. I'll bring another topic which is abstract, and till then, have a great time. Stay happy.